Hey guys, this is Aegis, and this is CSL East. This is going to be UNC Charlotte. Their player is going to be Lightside, our Blue Protoss player, and his opponent is going to be from UNC Greensboro. His name is Opus, playing as the Pink Zerg player. So we're going to be seeing a PVZ on the map MLG Antigua Shipyards. And of course, this is the Reaper division of US East of CSL East. We do have a pylon going down at the front for Lightside, so I do imagine we're going to be seeing a Forge Fast expand here. A cannon can actually hold this expansion pretty well, and Lightside is going to be going for that. He's got a Probe Scout over here, going to be checking over here for our Zerg player, and we also do have the Overlord boldly moving out across the map. And there's not too much to talk about right now, which was why I was quiet for a moment. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the CSL. CSL has been running for 5 seasons, as you might note, from this being season 5. And there are nearly 300 schools playing this season. We're going to be having some LAN events. There's also sponsors. Huge shout out to Twitch TV. Twitch.tv, go check them out at twitch.tv, of course, as well as TT Esports for sponsoring Season 5 of the CSL. There's the Forge coming up, as well as the Nexus going to get started real soon. There's a pylon going down by Lightside, preventing that expansion from going down, and our Zerg player actually doesn't yet know what exactly his opponent is going for. I like to see him send a drone scout to see exactly what's going on, because as of this point, little could he know that there's actually maybe like a 2-gate rush going on somewhere in the middle of the map. There's very little that Opus knows from this kind of opening, relying on that Overlord to scout, but in this case it's going to work out for him. He's going to come over here and see that there's actually going to be a Nexus build here, as well as the wall in at the front. Hatchery getting started by Opus, which is going to actually finish later than Lightside's Nexus, so that will put Opus in a little awkward position where he needs to decide if he's going to go for a third base or if he's going to decide to just try to bust down this wall, as this cannon is fairly exposed. There's a Cyber Core coming up. Looks like the cannon will prevent that drone from seeing too much here. It looks like the Cyber Core is going to be moved back. In a second, cannon will be started by Lightside. Going to try to make sure he has a strong wall here in case there is an all-in by Opus. Alright, let me know what you guys think of me speeding these games up just a tad so I can cast more games for you guys, which I think is a good thing. But if you don't like me speeding these games up like this, let me know in the comments or send me a message. Do something so I know not to do this in the future. But it looks like the Chrono Boost is going down on the Warp Gate tech. And we also have a Roach Warren and the Lair coming up for our Zerg player. Metabolic Boost is now finishing at the 6-minute mark. We also have a bunch of buildings going up over here. Looks like Lightside will be taking his third fairly quickly, walling that area off. And it looks like the third is coming up for Lightside before the 7-minute mark. This is ridiculous by Lightside. I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. 3 bases before our Zerg player. And our Zerg player, he's going to have to make something happen to be able to hold off this impending doom push of gateways by Lightside. We'll see if he's able to do it. And so we do have additional units being warped in over here. and we'll be able to take care of this Overlord. And actually, a Zerg player, I don't think he actually knows about that third base. He does not. This is such a bad position to be in as Opus. We're going to be slowing it back down to see exactly how this game plays out. Robotics Facility also coming up for light side, and Opus is actually just playing bad. He's not scouting. He doesn't know what's going on over here. If he had seen this, he would have been like, oh no, I need to do something. Take additional 2 bases or try to bust it and not be taking this third so late. Normally, this would be okay at the 9-minute mark. This would count as a fairly quick third, fairly safe third. But as of this point, our Protoss player has such a gigantic economy. He's got 51 probes to the 48 probes. 48 drones of his opponent. He's actually ahead in the food count. Our Zerg player is moving out with a bunch of Zerglings as well as the Overlords with the drop. But all of that warp in will be able to take care of this drop very easily. Robotics Bay coming up for our Protoss player. I really like how a light side is doing this really funky build. This does allow him to probably take a pretty easy win if his opponent doesn't scout it. And there is a infestation pit now on the way for Opus. We'll be seeing this drop commencing in just a moment. Missile attacks level 1 on the way, as well as the Glio reconstitution for those roaches, +1 ground weapons. Robotics Bay finishing up, additional stalkers warping in. He's got so many probes here. And we've got the load up over here now. And I think our Protoss player would be completely fine against the drop of this size. There's not actually too many units over here. And the Protoss army is already rather large. We also have the weapons level 1 finishing up. Our Zerg player is finally now saturating his third base. And I imagine with the way that Lightside is actually playing this, I imagine he's thinking about a fourth. And the drop finally coming in here. A bunch of roaches, ton of lings as well. And the Chrono Boost going down on the extended Thermal Lance Colossus on the way. We will be seeing our Protoss army moving in here to try to take care of this. Looks like they will be targeting down the Robotics Bay. Like to see it cancel. Looks like it does not happen. And here comes the push forward from Lightside. Force fields going down. And it looks like a couple of those Zerg units will be escaping. Lightside is going to be backing up, and it looks like that was Opus is going to be backing up. Lightside holding that off very well. He's going to be able to restart his Colossus Den, and off of these 3 bases, be in a perfect position against exactly what our Zerg player is doing, which is only now getting his third up with the 2 gas. He's getting the pathogen glands up. He's getting another hatch at the gold base. Going to be trying to... he actually doesn't know this, but he's actually going to be trying to catch up to his opponent's gigantic economy, and Lightside is actually probably going to be free to take his own gold base shortly as well. Look at his production tab. Stargate, Robotics Bay, the charge upgrade for the Zealots, as well as the ground armor level 1 Robotics Bay coming up. So he's in such a great position. He's going to be able to push forward and possibly take out this 4th base of our Zerg player, as there's not that much in terms of units for our Zerg player as of this moment, whereas Lightside has the army, he has the economy as well. We should be seeing a cancel on this hatchery. Please cancel it. Oh my gosh, he did not cancel it. It did go down. He lost 300 minerals in that exchange, and our Protoss player is going to be able to get those Colossus made, as well as the Void Ray is going to be coming down right now, and this is going to be the perfect Protoss death ball in just a few minutes, probably in 2 or 3 minutes. This is going to be a very super scary army, especially with a double Colossus coming out. Or what I imagine to be double Colossus coming out. Looks like the Protoss army will be positioning itself over here just in case of a push at the destructible rocks over here. Opus now retaking his gold. More Colossus popping out. Nice Zealot wall over here as well. And the +2 ground weapons on the way. Void Rays being chrono boosted, as well as the extended thermal lance. More Colossus going to be popping out as well. A couple of Zerglings going to be scooting in here for a check. And it looks like Opus finally figures out that there is a 3rd base over there, but that's much, much too late to be figuring this out, especially once our Protoss player has gotten this gigantic death army. The Chrono Boost going down on the Void Rays. Wouldn't mind seeing him Chrono Boost out some air upgrades as well. And looks like the +2 will be finishing soon. The additional Colossus being queued up. There's no Colossus coming out over here. I'd like to see some additional Colossus production, but he is basically max, and he will be able to do that Doom push. There's not that much in terms of anything that's going to be able to hold this back, except for those infestors. So he needs to get those perfect fungals down and engage in the exact perfect position, which is not this position, especially with all the roaches up at the front and the Colossus roasting everything away. The infestors are in horrible positions, not able to throw down the proper fungal growths, and the Protoss army just completely ripping through everything. Fungals going down, the roaches going to be streaming forward. Looks like Lightside's army will possibly get taken down, but there's a lot of Colossus here, but they will be taken down. The infestors also coming down as well. Opus actually securing a pretty strong win in that battle. I actually thought it was going to go the other way, but our Protoss army will be quickly replenished with all of those gateways now complete, as well as all of these production facilities, and he will be able to do a very strong push shortly, especially with the +3 weapons on the way for himself. Opus now securing a food lead at 165 food. Chrono Boost going down on all of these buildings, getting out additional Colossus. I'd like to see him possibly take another base, maybe go for that gold and just try to defend real hard over here at the center. And we'll probably see him continue to be ahead in this game. Opus now getting out those Corruptors. More Chrono Boost going down on the Void Rays, making sure that he has the perfect Death Ball. Not much to say about that. Looks like the Automaton is checking things out over here. Another Colossus will be popping out shortly, as well as more Void Rays. More Colossus over here. He does have the extended Thermal Lance now. And a Chrono Boost on the weapons level 3. Another base being started over here by Lightside. There is a drone over here that will see everything that's going on, but a couple of cannons over here, and it looks like the roaches will be dispatched to go deal with that. But our Death Ball from a Lightside is complete. He will be able to come down here and help defend, and the cannons will be able to do some damage while the Protoss army makes its way over here. We'll see if he's able to cancel off this expansion, and it looks like the army from Opus is repositioning. And the Death Ball from Protoss is coming in here, and it looks like the Corruptors are actually in a perfect position to take down all of those Colossus, but they're actually being focused down by all of those Void Rays. And it looks like the Roach is going to be roasted away by all of those Colossus, and the Void Ray is going to be winning this battle over here. The Colossus in a great position, ripping all of those Roaches apart, and the rest of the Zealots are actually cleaning up an expansion over here. The 4th base is up and mining, or almost up and mining for Lightside, and here comes the push from Protoss. Opus falling down to 149 food. I'm not sure what happened to all of those infestors, but he needed to make those infestors to hold this Death Ball off, and he did not do that. Opus is in such a bad position now, especially with this 4th base up and soon to be mining, and the Death Ball controlling the center. Archon's out in the field as well. I'm going to speed this up a little to see exactly how Opus is going to try to come back in this game. His army is going to be hanging out over here. Looks like our Protoss army is looking to do a push right now. We'll see if he's able to do it. And looks like all of the units here will be able to crush through that measly Zerg army. Going to be running in here for the win. All of the Roaches on the ramp over here. The Colossus roasting everything. GG from Opus. And this game goes to UNC Charlotte, and we're going to be headed to Game 2 on MLG IC Cup Test Bug.